Hello, this is the randomest video I've ever done. It's not the first one, but I'm currently in my life. I'm going through so much shit. It's crazy. Um, Reason I'm doing this is I want to say I'm going through so many negative emotions all the fucking time. Like, really, sometimes it feels like today, for example, it feels like I'm letting go of negative emotions around the clock all the time. So I woke up this morning. First, I wake up at fucking 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. right now. And I sleep at least 10 hours, but generally speaking, 12 hours per night. And I was so tired when when I woke up. I just stayed in bed like for I don't know 4 or 5 hours, and so I was just in my bed laying there, really too tired to do anything, even to stand up and go do something, and not tired enough to go back to sleep after having slept like 10 or 12 hours, 10, and I just stayed in my bed and I let go of so many negative emotions that just came up in my body. And feelings of depression, fears of what my parents are going to think of me. So many things that I fear are going to happen in my life right now. And stuff came up. I looked at it and then it was gone. And then something else replaced it. And it kept going on for hours and fucking hours. And even now I'm still tired, and still feel these negative emotions. But I want to share this because we always see on Instagram and Facebook and all, we always see people who are happy, who are crushing it, who are traveling, who have friends, who are doing exercise, eating great food, making money, and who said, for example, and that's awesome because those people are role models for me. They say they're bursting with love, gratitude, and if you look at that and you're in your bed and you're just letting go of so many hardcore fucking negative emotions, it can be challenging because you feel like you're the only one going through this shit. Like for me, for the last, I don't know, since June 2019, so 4 months, something like that. I'm just so tired all the time. I need to sleep all the fucking time, to take naps. I'm going through so many negative emotions. Not every day. Some days are brighter than others. But generally speaking, I'm going through so many negative emotions. Um and I let go of them. When they come up, I don't fight them at all. I let them be there, and I create space in my life for them. So if I need to take the whole fucking afternoon to feel an emotion, then I do it. And so I want to share this because I only see on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, not Facebook, Instagram and YouTube, I only see people who share positive stuff. And I know that myself, I only want to share positive stuff as well, because when I feel negative, I don't feel like sharing. So the videos you can see on my YouTube, generally speaking, I feel all right, at least, or I feel inspired. And right now, in my bed, I actually feel all right, but I know it's just a small break between two negative emotions let go, where I'm like, oh, my life sucks. Ah, and so I'm just using the opportunity. And I want to share this because maybe someone is going to see this who's going through the same. I don't know what it is. Some people call it spiritual awakening, ascension symptoms, your body kind of processing all the trauma that you've been through in your life, and all the negative emotions that you felt when you were a kid, and you didn't have the tools or the consciousness, the presence to work with them, while they were arising when you were a small child, so you repressed them. And then at a certain point in your life, this all fucking comes up. And I believe that's why for certain people have existential crisis, and they, like at 40, 50 years old, don't want to do their job anymore, and like all collapses in their life. It's like all these negative emotions, they are stuffed down, and one day, like, they just need to come to your awareness, they need to be dealt with. I don't know why, but truth is that's what's going on for me. And I'm sometimes randomly in the afternoon, there's just this fear that comes up that's just so deep. It's almost sometimes I cannot handle it, and I'm like, okay, don't want to feel this, because it's just too much. It just feels like I'm going to die if I feel it. That's kind of how my mind sees it. And so sometimes it's even too much, but most times I can handle it, and I do. And the reason why I know I'm progressing is like I'm feeling all this shit, and my attitude towards negative emotions now in my life, it just is very different than it used to be. Like now, every time something comes up, I'm kind of pissed, but I know in my mind, okay, I have to deal with that. I have to feel it, to stop resisting it. And that's what I do. So I'm not saying like I'm happy about it when it comes up, generally not. But um like my habit now is to, like, when I feel really shitty, I just lay down, and I focus on the feeling, and after a while it goes away, and then you feel, for no reason, like nothing has changed in your life, and you feel positive, and you're like, why was I even angry? Life is pretty cool. And it's so funny because nothing has changed, but now, first off, you just feel normal or better, and also the thoughts you're connecting to automatically, not even trying hard, they're all positive. And so you're thinking about all the good moments in your life that you had, all the good stuff you want to do, and it's the complete opposite than when you're in a negative vibe, and all you can think about is negative stuff, and you can only think, it seems like you can only see what's negative in your life, everything, like, no matter what you're doing, it's going to be negative. And so yeah, if you're I hope I don't know if I hope some people are going through this, because I hate it. Because I'm just sleeping all the time. I have no energy, and this lasts like since, a lot, like 4 fucking months, and I'm just letting go of so many negative emotions. And I see all these stuff on Instagram, and great ginger hair there. And yeah, sometimes it's hard to know that there are other people just enjoying their life, and you're going through the worst part of your life. But if you've got the tools to deal with it, like I do, it's all right. It's just that in the moment it's very hard sometimes to deal with negative emotions. So that's what I want to share. I'm going through a lot of negative emotions, and I think it's completely okay. And I feel like everything is collapsing in my life, like the relationship with my parents, with my grandparents, how people see me. I'm right now in my life, I'm going through the worst fears that I have, and the worst feelings, that, like, everything I actually don't want to experience. And it feels like life is pushing me in this dark, like, direction, in order for me to experience it and realize that it's okay, and to have just dealt with it and then be over with it, and be able to, like, start a new chapter of my life. And yeah, for me right now, the hardest thing to deal with is, like, I have completely strange sleeping and eating patterns, and my parents think that I'm depressed. They think that I'm going to be anorexic because I don't eat properly like they think I should. My grandparents think that too. And I don't have a job right now, and I don't have any friends either, and so my family is basically going crazy, and they're criticizing me, trying to talk to me, and when I'm with them, like, it triggers such deep negative emotions in me because I know that it is not even rational, but the thing I've always been most scared of is that my parents reject me, and that my parents think I'm crazy, or that they think that uh basically that they don't see me as valid, and that's what's happening right now. Like, I've had my parents tell me that they think I'm not mentally sane, and this is the hardest thing I ever had to go through in my life. And it's great. You know what? It's great because I get to experience this so negative emotions when I talk to them. And I basically get to deal with that and to realize that I can love myself and that I don't need the love of my parents. And as long as you don't get that in life, you will always be the slave of either like your parents, or your problem with your parents are going to manifest in all of your relationships. And you're going to be needy. You're going to fish for love in all the relationships that you have. That's what I have been doing my whole life. And I'm still not done with it at all. I'm still going through like all that shit. It's like a storm. It's just like an emotional storm for me right now, every day. And yeah, so I just want to share this because just because I feel like it, and because if there's someone seeing this that like is going through like deep negative stuff, and that he sees me going through that deep stuff, being rather positive and having a positive perspective on it, I think it can help. I would have loved to see this somewhere, and I don't. So, gosh. Thanks for listening. See you on the other side of the dark tunnel.